Reverend Roman Catholic Archbishop of Kingston, Mr. Mark Golding, Leader of the Opposition, the Honorable Audley Shaw, Senator the Honorable Aubyn Hill, Minister Norman Dunn, Your Excellency Angie Martinez, Senator Pacheco, Director Inaugural Arajet, members of the diplomatic and consular corps, representatives of various Jamaican ministries, departments, and agencies, and the media of both the Dominican Republic and Jamaica. Other distinguished guests, muy buenas tardes a todas y a todos. En nombre del gobierno y del pueblo de Jamaica, doy una cordial bienvenida a Jamaica, al capitán, a la tripulación, a los pasajeros, a los ejecutivos y a los empleados de Arajet. Es un placer recibir el vuelo directo inaugural desde Santo Domingo. This advent, 20 words. This advent of air connectivity with the Dominican Republic brings exciting possibilities. Jamaicans and Dominicans alike will now have the benefit of low cost and time-reduced travel between Kingston and Santo Domingo, which not only bodes well for the tourism industry, but for several other sectors.
We now welcome all remaining customers to board Arajet Flight ln2341 to board your service using gate number 4. Once again, all remaining customers, you're welcome to board using gate number 4.
Gate number 4, ladies and gentlemen. Jamaica and the Dominican Republic share a very important and productive bilateral relationship. We have advanced cooperation in various areas, including tourism, agriculture, education. Special mention, of course, must be made of the Dominican Republic's assistance in the area of health. But today, we are particularly cognizant of the developments and possibilities in trade and investment. We are encouraged by the launch of the Jamaican Chamber of Commerce in the Dominican Republic in August last year, JAMCHAM-DR, which is intended to deepen and enhance underexploited business
Once again, we welcome all remaining customers to board Arajet Flight DN2341. You are now welcome to board out of gate number 4. All remaining customers, you must board now using gate number 4.
If there's anyone who needs gate number 4, this is your moment. Ambassador Martinez,
the Norman Manley
I applaud
International
your
Airport.
tremendous
Please be
effort to
reminded that
increase
smoking is
regional
not permitted in
interconnectivity,
passenger
trade and
terminal
investment, and people exchanges since assuming office. I challenge you
Bienvenido
all.
al Aeropuerto Internacional Norman Manley. Por favor, recuerde que no se permite fumar en la terminal de pasajeros. Gracias por no fumar.
Gracias.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
Okay, my name is pleased to announce the arrival on this flight KX606 with service from Grand Cayman. All passengers will disembark shortly using gate number 1. This is not a boarding announcement on behalf of Cayman Airways. Thank you.
Thank you for your patience. Ambassador, I want to applaud your tremendous efforts to increase regional interconnectivity, trade, investment, and people-to-people exchanges since assuming office. Your work has been incredible. This moment, which you yourself, this moment which you yourself have characterized as a new era, and indeed in our conversations we've recognized as a new chapter and a step change in our bilateral relations, bears further witness to our shared commitment to strengthening our partnership. Ladies and gentlemen, emerging stronger and better from the COVID-19 pandemic requires that we have greater collaboration to find common solutions. And through Jamaica's tourism policy, we've been a staunch advocate for collaboration between Caribbean governments and the regional private sector. To enhance regional integration, Jamaica continues to work towards harmonization of legislation on air connectivity, visa facilitation, and product development. Given the value of the tourism sector to the economies of both Jamaica and the Dominican Republic, we recognize the boost that Arajet will give both countries through improved inter- and intra-regional linkages. So ladies and gentlemen, in closing, before the next announcement, I would like to take this opportunity to reiterate the importance that Jamaica attaches to its relations with the Dominican Republic. As we turn our sights to the future, it is my hope that Jamaica and the Dominican Republic will remain critical architects of regional transformation as we maneuver the ever-changing global landscape and the evolution of air connectivity. Allow me to express special thanks to Mr. Victor Pacheco, founder and CEO, for his confidence in Jamaica and for the addition of Kingston to Arajet's growing destinations across the region. I look forward to visiting the Dominican Republic in the near future, hopefully on board Arajet, and I'm sure there are numerous other Jamaicans who are equally looking forward to the opportunity to use this wonderful service. Muchísimas gracias, enhorabuena, Arajet. And thank you too, Senator the Honorable Kamina Johnson Smith, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be moving swiftly this evening, and it gives me great pleasure at this time to bring to the lectern Mr. Victor Pacheco. He is CEO and founder of Arajet. May I have a nice round of applause for him as he comes to make his remarks.
I'm not going to be too long. You promised me a jerk chicken before the night is over, so. Dear Honorable Government of Jamaica, thank you all for your support in trusting this startup airline with this route. Thank you also to the support of the Dominican government, for our wonderful ambassador, for all your help in making this dream of yours come true. When I was hearing the bishop speaking to us a moment ago, I couldn't help but notice that the entrepreneurial work that went to create Arajet was very long. It's a long road of about 8 years. And in order to achieve what you see today, we had to overcome legislation, regulations. We had to overcome learning a lot more about connectivity in the region and building a team. And there was many times where people told me, why do you continue forward with this vision when years are passing and it seems that you are stuck? And I always thought that it was something God put in my heart that I had to fulfill. So I really like your message. The reality, guys, is that Jamaica and the Dominican Republic are two brother countries. We're only 1 hour away, just flew an hour to come visit you. And our diasporas have mixed. And unfortunately, because of the poor access of air travel and how expensive
This is a final boarding call.
before Arajet, we're talking about circa $1,000 for a round
All
trip.
remaining customers, you must board your service using gate number 4.
What
Once
drove us
again,
to
all remaining customers,
proceed
you must board
with
your service now using
creating a
gate
vision
number
for the
4.
Caribbean and for the region of affordable air travel and to democratize travel is the fact that if you go to Europe, you can travel from Madrid to London for 10 euros. So what is missing from the people in our region that we cannot
Welcome
have
to the
access
Norman
to the
Manley
same type
International
of
Airport.
democratized
Passengers are reminded not to
travel?
leave any bag unattended.
It's
All
something that
bags
we
left
have very
unattended will
firmly
be
in our
confiscated
hearts.
and destroyed.
When we were building this business plan, unfortunately,
Bienvenido a
we
la
still have very high fees and
Internacional
taxes because of the model that
Se
we
recuerda
have.
a los pasajeros que no deben dejar
still,
ninguna maleta desatendida.
The gap
Todo equipaje
is so high
abandonado será confiscado y destruido.
that we can sell a ticket for $250 and make a profit. It doesn't have to be $1,000. So this historical flight into Jamaica today creates our 16th route that we have operated in 50 days. This startup airline was funded in January of 2022, started operations in September 15 of this year, and we're happy to report that this is our 16th destination. Now Now through Arajet, it is possible to travel from Santo Domingo to Monterrey, to Mexico City, to Cancun, to Guatemala, Salvador, San Jose, Costa Rica, Lima in Peru, Barranquilla, Cali, Cartagena, Medellín, and Bogotá in Colombia, Quito, Guayaquil in Ecuador, Aruba, San Martin, Curacao, and now Jamaica. This is part of our expansion of 54 destinations that will be connected through Santo Domingo, and you better bet that one of those 54 is also Montego Bay. It is now our task as brother countries to promote this new route so that it can become a successful route and hopefully one that has more than one frequency a day. It will only serve to the Jamaican people as a tool for the growth of tourism, for the growth of commerce, and as a platform for your entrepreneurs to be able to go and expand their visions and their businesses. We really look forward on learning more on how we can be good partners together, but you can, from this moment on, count on Arajet for your future. Thank you.
I thought of a saying from Miss Oprah Winfrey. She says, step out of the history that is holding you back. Step into the new story that you're willing to create. And that is exactly what you're doing here today. Creating a new story, creating a tool for growth, as you said, and an expansion for our many entrepreneurs that are on both sides of the fence. So thank you for your faith in us as well, and for making it Jamaica. We move now, ladies and gentlemen, to our remarks from Her Excellency Angie Martinez, Ambassador of the Dominican Republic to Jamaica. A warm round of applause.
This is a final boarding call. That's a final boarding announcement for our customer, Natasha Bassel. You must board your service now using gate number 4. Failure to do so at this time will result in your seat assignment being cancelled and your bag being removed from the aircraft. Once again, Natasha Bassel, you must board your service using gate number 4.
A very famous passage in Dominican history that is called the missing of a page, right? The missing page. I experienced similar, but I think now it's good. Well, the Honorable Audley Shaw, Minister of Transport and Mining, Senator the Honorable Kamina Johnson Smith, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Senator the Honorable Aubyn Hill, Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce, other ministers of the government, our distinguished guest of honor, Mr. Victor Pacheco, CEO and founder of Arajet, Archbishop of Kingston, His Grace, the Most Reverend Kenneth Richards, executives of the PAC Kingston Airport, of course, my friends of the media. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining us today and witnessing this important milestone in our bilateral relations. Today is a day when emotions overwhelm me. I have I have had many good moments in Jamaica. Since my
Good evening,
arrival
ladies and gentlemen.
in this beautiful land
Saving
of
your ways
Old
welcomes
Marlin,
you to the departure lounge and would
But
like to
without
take this
a doubt,
opportunity to thank you for choosing to
today
fly Cayman Airways,
will be
the
marked
national flag carrier of Cayman
forever
Islands.
in my heart.
My name is
As one
Sunita,
of the
and
most
assisting me is Adriana and
remarkable
Tony. At this time, we kindly ask that you remain seated and take a moment to please note your seat number, which is found on your boarding pass of flight KX607 to Grand Cayman, as will be boarding by row number.
Okay. This is
Please be
definitely
reminded that
an
this is
historic
government
event
requirement for
of
all
great
passengers
importance
present
of the
in
bilateral
the
relations between the Dominican Republic and
Please
Jamaica,
have your passport
one in which we will have a very positive
and
impact
available for the
on
agent
trade,
certificate.
investment, tourism, but most importantly, that bring our cultures and our people even closer together. Achieving air connectivity between the Dominican Republic and Jamaica have been one of our most important goals since we arrived here in Kingston. With this goal, we developed a broad and an intensive agenda that all the ministers here know, which includes government entities in Jamaica, such as the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, the Minister of Tourism, the Minister of Transport, the Minister of Industry, Commerce and Investment, of course the Civil Aviation Authority of Jamaica, among others. I think that I need el pañuelo ahora. Daniel, te lo di, pero lo necesito. I even raised the issue and outlined our plans to the Prime Minister of Jamaica, the Most Honorable Andrew Holness, who supports us 100% in our efforts. We have also received full support from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Civil Aviation Board in the Dominican Republic. Finally, on July of this year, with great joy, we managed to obtain authorization from the Jamaican government, which allowed Dominican Airlines to be able to begin direct commercial flight operations. Thanks, Minister Audley Shaw. That was an important diplomatic achievement that was possible thanks to the support of the Jamaican authorities, but also thanks to the involvement of many anonymous allies from the public and private sectors who were key and became promoters of this move. To all of them, thank you very much. Having direct flights connecting both destinations is a necessity and a long-awaited dream for many. In this regard, I would like to thank Arajet and his CEO and founder, Victor Pacheco, for having the vision of connecting both cities, making this dream come true. We are very proud of how Arajet is leading the charge in democratizing aviation in the Caribbean, Latin, Central, and North America, and putting the Dominican flag at the top. Today, we have the privilege of being part of the inauguration of this non-stop Arajet service between Jamaica and the Dominican Republic. Our people will be able to have a breakfast eating a tasty mango in Santo Domingo and jerk chicken dinner the same day in Kingston. Ladies and gentlemen, without connectivity, there is no economic growth. There is no commerce, there is no tourism, cultural and scientific ties cannot be deepened. We could sign dozens of agreements and treaties, but they will be almost dead letters if there is no effective connection mechanism. Having this direct flight represents one of the most important and transformative achievements that the Dominican Republic and Jamaica have reached in their 58 years of diplomatic relations. My dream is that when we celebrate our 75 years of diplomatic relations, we would have gotten to know each other better and to love
The local
each other
time
better.
is 7
That many
o'clock
Jamaicans will
p.m.
be speaking Spanish fluently. Yes. And the more Dominicans will be speaking English. That mento, reggae, and dancehall will be natural part of Dominican culture. And that bachata and merengue be a common dance for Jamaicans. That the baseball and cricket exchange will be greater, and share our joys in victories in athletics will be a reality. In short, my dream is that we will be truly be sister countries. Because, Victor, I think that Jamaica and the Dominican Republic both are female.
La hora local es las 7, ¿no?
Yes, because we feel brother country, right? But I think that we are female. So, breaking so many years of history in which, despite being only about 729 kilometers away, we have been so far apart. And yes, this is going to change. Today, we are making this change happen. We are definitely witnessing the establishment of a new era between Jamaica and the Dominican Republic. This direct flight of Arajet is definitely a game changer and a starting point to write a new and a better chapter in our history. Thank you so much.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. For your Cayman Airways flight to Grand Cayman today, boarding will be strictly by
Thank you very
rules,
much.
starting at rows 21 through 29,
Ambassador
and moving to the front of the aircraft.
Another round of applause for our committee.
Therefore, until your roll is called.
Spoken from the heart. And Ambassador, tengo que practicar más mi español y trata de hablar con las personas que están aquí para esta tarde. It's honor for the seat. We are going to now hear from Senator the Honorable Aubyn Hill. He's our Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce. And we've heard about the transformative achievement that we have going on here this evening, and we look forward to getting even better in the future. And I know that is of great import to you.
Welcome to the Norman Manley
Please put your hands
International
together as you
Airport.
promised today.
Please do remember that smoking is not permitted. Thank you for not smoking.
Our wonderful
Bienvenido al
moderator,
Aeropuerto Internacional
Mrs.
Norman
Manley
Manley.
Stevenson
Por
Valley.
favor, recuerde que no se permite fumar en la terminal de pasajeros. Gracias por no fumar.
My fellow ministers, Senator Kamina Johnson Smith, of course she has to always want to do something else. She's a foreign minister, of course. She's all over the place. Manayar, Minister of Transport, my dear friend and colleague, Cabinet Minister Audley Shaw, who signed that arrangement for you, the approval for you, Ambassador. Of course, my fellow Minister of State, Dr. Norman Dunn, in my ministry.
Welcome to
Your
the
Grace.
Norman Manley International Airport.
Archbishop, most
Passengers are
Reverend
reminded not to
Bridges,
leave any bag unattended.
Her Most Outstanding Excellency, Mrs. Angie Martinez. The Ambassador, of course, from the Dominican Republic, Mr. Victor Pacheco, founder and CEO of Arajet. I welcome the start of regular flights of Arajet between our two countries and extend my heartiest congratulations to Ambassador Martinez on this most important occasion, and I really am pleased to have Arajet's CEO and founder, but it really is founder and CEO. You have to find the thing before you CEO it. Founder and CEO, Mr. Victor Pacheco,
Have your attention,
on
please. This is a
this
carry-on down
wonderful
flight
launch
from Cayman
occasion.
Airways.
Victor, I'm very happy to see you. You can know the man is really involved in his business. He rips off all the destinations, all 50 out of them that he plans to go to, without even looking at a paper. It's in his head, it's in his guts. That's how we brought this business here. Congratulations, give the man a round of applause. In 2017, I was part of the delegation led by our Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Andrew Holness, which paid an official visit to the Dominican Republic. Both countries agreed on that occasion to increase collaboration in culture, in education, in air travel, and in sports. So yes, before 75 years, we're going to be collaborating much, much more closely. We're going to have your people running at the university paddock that Bolt ran on, and it's now something there for everybody to see. This inaugural flight is the start of an important phase in the bilateral relationship between Jamaica and the Dominican Republic. Naturally, people-to-people exchanges will be there. And we really expect that there will be significantly more trade, balanced trade, as we go forward. And I laud the air connectivity that Arajet brings to us. And at this point, I'm going to give a compliment to another of my colleague cabinet. Because when you say air connectivity, you have to think of Ed Bartlett, who couldn't be here this evening. He's off somewhere else, making another connection, air connectivity for Jamaican tourism. He's our Minister of Tourism. A guy who has a drive and an outstanding look, but really and truly Ed is outstanding. But he has to match face with the irresistible force and the pure, indomitable spirit of Angie Martinez. That woman wouldn't stop. She goes everywhere. You go to see her at a European event, and Angie takes her side, and we have to get this thing signed, and we have to get connectivity. But you know, all the people I met in the Dominican Republic are just as gracious and nice. Fernando hosted us for breakfast when we were in the Dominican Republic with the Prime Minister. Thank you again, Fernando. Good to have you here. I see other people, lots of other people here. Young, yes. Remember him very well. Good to see you again and have you here in Jamaica. Yes. The Jamaica Domrep, that name. Jam DR. Yes. Both sides, of course, want much more bilateral trade. Jamaica wants even more balanced trade, a lot of it. Your trade balance is in your favor. And we're happy for you, but we're coming after you. We want that balance to be a lot more, that trade balance to be very balanced as we work towards all kinds of stuff. You export to us, we buy from you, we export to you services and goods, and we want that exchange that Arajet is providing for us today to be really realistic and positive and growing. And so, with the inauguration of Arajet, the planned trade missions that I'm taking, I've just been going to Guyana, and need some other places during the year. Arajet has just made this possible. We took 35 people to Guyana at the beginning of this month. We're going back with another 50 plus in the 23rd of January. Your arrival, Victor, has made this very easy for us that probably in the first quarter of next year, we'll be there with you with a trade mission in the Domrep. So, because this inaugural flight represents a really high level of cooperation, I wish you every success. We want to make sure that our economies benefit, our businesses benefit, our families benefit, that we mix and travel regularly to Montego Bay and to Kingston and into Boscobel. And as we build this air connectivity, I want to say thank you, Victor. Thank you, Ambassador, and welcome to a wonderful bilateral growing relationship between the Dominican Republic and Jamaica. Thank you very much.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your patience. Before we begin the general boarding of flight KX607, we would now like to pre-board all those passengers traveling with infants and any passenger with special needs who may require
Thank you very much.
We invite you to please do so.
Senator the Honorable Aubyn Hill,
All
cooperation,
business class passengers,
collaboration,
platinum,
and a wonderful
gold,
bilateral
Star Club, lifetime
Look forward
members,
to
you
great
may board at
things
any
in the
time
future.
during the boarding process.
To put the icing on the cake, ladies and gentlemen, we have our Minister of Transport and Mining. He's with us this evening, and he's going to be making the final remarks. And immediately following, we will take some questions. And we have a number of persons who perhaps can field those questions. So put your hands together for the Honorable Audley Shaw.
Thank you, Mrs. Stevenson. My colleague who took over from me at the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce, Senator the Honorable Aubyn Hill. Senator the Honorable Kamina Johnson Smith, our Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Affairs. Honorable Dr. Norman Dunn, Minister of State. He was my Minister of State before he has become Aubyn's Minister of State. Her Excellency, Andrew Martinez, Ambassador of the Dominican Republic to Jamaica, Mr. Victor Pacheco, founder and the CEO of Arajet. And I want to also recognize our distinguished Reverend Kenneth Richard, Archbishop of Kingston, and I've seen Mr. Andrew Winter, who's here, I think. Yes? He's CEO of our passport and immigration company. Members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, everyone. It is such a pleasure to join in the welcoming of this inaugural flight between Jamaica and the Dominican Republic with the flagship airline, Arajet. Okay. As Minister of Transport and Mining and as a Jamaican, I warmly welcome Arajet to our Jamaican shores. And I'm excited about plans for scheduled flights into our island and including Montego Bay. I'm particularly pleased that this is taking place at the Norman Manley International Airport, however, as this airport has been recovering more slowly than its Montego Bay counterpart since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic and the geopolitical atmosphere following that. However, I am so glad to report that Jamaica's travel and tourism industry is on a trajectory to make a full recovery by next year, 3 years ahead of the original projected date of 2026. The Norman Manley International Airport has been steadily improving in performance. This was demonstrated in the airport forum which took place a couple of weeks ago, outlining the airport's progress and plans. Additionally, the NMIA recently welcomed Frontier Airlines from Atlanta with 65 passengers on board, signaling the start of a twice-weekly service.
No.
And I want to say here as well that we have big plans to significantly improve both this airport and the Montego Bay Airport. And we are working with our Mexican partners. In fact, last week, I was in Mexico all week looking at 3 of the airports that they run. They are running there and they are running Montego Bay. And I was excited at some of the things that I saw there that can be applied here to significantly improve the quality of our airports in Jamaica. Jamaica's recovery in aviation traffic continues to outpace other territories, having more flights from different airlines coming into our international airports on a regular basis. These airport advancements are providing travelers with the opportunity to save time and money to move across borders. Today's occasion reinforces that the expansion in air travel in and out of Jamaica is eminent, and prior to the 2-year pandemic lockdown, Jamaica's aviation traffic stood at 6.5 million passengers annually. But I'm heartened by the surge now taking place with tourism traffic, as this sector contributes approximately 80% to total aviation statistics. And no doubt there are regional possibilities and prospects too, as being displayed here with this launch. So I hope you're all getting a better understanding of my mounting enthusiasm along the journey. Economic opportunities in the country are boosted by instances such as these inaugural flights, expanding connections and bringing people together. I call on stakeholders to position themselves to make air travel far more accessible, seamless, and timely. As Minister, I pledge that no effort will be spared in upgrading our airports, aerodromes, and by extension, the aviation industry. And that's along the lines of what I just discussed earlier with you on my trip to Mexico last week. As I close, I consider myself fortunate to have the responsibility of the transportation portfolio. And I'm telling you a little secret. I've served 6 years as Minister of Finance and the Public Service, 4 years as Minister of Industry, Investment, Commerce, and Agriculture and Fisheries.
Welcome to the Norman Manley International Airport.
So now I'm in subjects 8 and 9, transport and mining. And I feel excited about this opportunity.
Bienvenido al Aeropuerto Internacional Norman Manley. Se recuerda a los pasajeros que no deben dejar ninguna maleta desaprendida, todo equipaje abandonado,
And this sector is a pivotal plank for economic growth and job creation, which we are pursuing as a country. Improvement and expansion of our roadways, ports, crossings, and airways are a must for national progress. I'm grateful for partnerships that have enabled us to deliver necessary services to the people of Jamaica. So I thank all involved in making today's
notified all passengers
event
seated
a
in rows
success,
1 to
including
29 once again.
public
That is rows
agencies and
21 to
bodies,
29.
private sector partners, business associates,
As a
and
reminder,
others.
ladies and gentlemen, time out
Today
all
is a
passengers
celebration
for the agents
and a continuation of a journey. We have an obligation to the people of Jamaica to act in the nation's best interest and remain committed to this mission. Welcome and thank you for your kind attention and thank you for your investment in Jamaica. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Audley Shaw, our Minister of Transport and Mining.
Cayman Airways now invites all passengers seated in rows 15 to 29. Once again, that is rows 15 to 29 to find the border service now using gate.
And now we're going to invite members of the
I get my taxi already, you know. Extra work.
All right, so members of the media, you have a very short window to ask questions because you would have heard the flight being boarded earlier on, and our guests need to be on that flight to be back in Santo Domingo. So please state your name and the media house that you represent and pose your question. If you want to, you can project your voice. We would appreciate that. We will have the persons.
I'm sorry. Now for the press brief, we have this very short moment, so Victor and the delegation need to come back to the aircraft. So if we can just ask all the questions first to Victor Pacheco, the founder and CEO of Arajet. we get the lesson, right? So please, start with that. I think that he can answer for Dominican press because we have a very important group for Dominican press, but let's give it first the Jamaican press to do the questions.
Okay, please state your name and the media house that you represent as you ask your question. This is not a live mic, I believe this belongs to Television Jamaica or JIS. We leave this one. Do we have any questions? What is the fare?
Somewhat.
Yes, I'm here to start with Simone. Simone Arcelombier from the Public Broadcasting Corporation of Jamaica.
Once again, Cayman Airways invites all passengers seated in rows 15 through 29. Kindly board your service now using gate number 1.
Welcome to the Norman Manley International Airport. Please be reminded that smoking is not permitted in the passenger terminal building. Thank you for not smoking.
Yes, what are some of your marketing plans?
Bienvenido al Aeropuerto Internacional Norman Manley. Por favor, recuerde que no se permite fumar en el terminal de pasajeros.
Most important thing
Gracias
is
por no
that
fumar.
our countries share a traffic. There is a diaspora that exists within the Dominican Republic and Jamaica. And that diaspora has to travel about 18 hours and pay about $1,000 before Arajet. Now, tickets start from $257, and instead of 18 hours, it's an hour. So I think that's a pretty good start. But I'll add to that we have beautiful cultures, and they're very different even though we're very close. So the fact that now there is, for the Jamaicans, now you have in 1 hour you can be in the DR that has 5 microflights. From Santo Domingo you can easily go into Punta Cana, Bávaro, you can go north into Puerto Plata, northeast to Samaná, Las Terrenas, you can continue north, you can go to Cabarete, which has great surfing environment. If you go to your west, you can go to the capital, you can go to the colonial zone, or you can try out our nice food, and plus we have great, as you know, merengue dancers, which I recommend for you. If you continue on that path, you can go all the way to the south end of the island, into Pedernales, which is a beautiful new area that's being developed, where a type of traveler that would like to go on tents and new type of enjoying, the ocean. But in a nutshell, it's 80,000 new rooms now, 1 hour away from the Jamaican people, for $257, and rooms with all types of prices. And so that's the leisure offering that we have. But if you're into commerce and you have business now with this route, I'm sure you can go and do more business there, and Dominicans can come do more business
Cayman
there.
Airways stages for the following.
And if you're an entrepreneur,
passenger,
we're seeing this in a lot of the markets. They're very happy because now they get the opportunity for ideas that they have that may not be working here, or the routes that you have. Now they can go and try it in the Dominican Republic. So the fact is that the offering is to bring both countries closer together, and with that, you'll boost commerce, tourism, and also entrepreneurship.
I have a follow-up question. How many flights per day are you planning to have?
We're starting with 2 flights a week. Mondays and Fridays.
To the boarding of its flight KX607.
This is very normal when a route wasn't connected,
passengers seating
and
rows
it
10
starts
through
getting
29.
connected.
Once again,
You
that
kind of
is rows
start
10
with
through
2
29 to
frequencies,
kind of board your service.
and depending on the amount of
As a
traffic that
reminder,
we
ladies
as
and
partners,
gentlemen,
which
can
we
have
are
all travel
partners with
documents
the
out
Dominican
and
Republic and
available for
Jamaica,
the agents at
then we're able to increase frequencies as quickly as possible, because this is our 5th aircraft out of a fleet of 43. A good example of this is when we
Once
started
again,
Guatemala.
Cayman Airways invites
We
all
started Guatemala
passengers
the
seating
30th of
rows
September
10
with
through
2
29.
frequencies.
Kindly make your way now to
Today
boarding
we
gate
have
number
4
1.
frequencies a week in Guatemala, because it was supported by both communities. That's what we need to work on.
Desde la República Dominicana necesitamos que la embajadora por favor nos cuente en español qué significa esto.
Me encanta, en mi idioma, me la ponen fácil. Bueno, muchísimas gracias CDN por acompañarnos en el día de hoy, en este vuelo inaugural de ayer. Definitivamente es un día histórico en las relaciones bilaterales de República Dominicana y Jamaica. Como he dicho en mi discurso, es un game changer, o sea, es un punto totalmente de cambio en nuestras relaciones bilaterales. Hoy se escribe un nuevo capítulo, y gracias a este vuelo directo de ayer vamos a poder conectar más nuestras culturas, nuestras gentes, nuestros pueblos, y vamos a incrementar muy positivamente lo que es el turismo, el comercio, la inversión entre nuestros países.
For the following Auckland KX607 passenger, Tamar Polo. Once again, that is Tamar Polo. Identify yourself to a Cayman Airways representative at gate number 1.
Claro, República Dominicana es un socio comercial muy importante para Jamaica. De hecho, es el segundo socio comercial en cuanto a intercambio y exportaciones. De hecho, estábamos celebrando hace poco que gracias a las gestiones que hemos hecho desde la embajada, hemos logrado incrementar en un 39% las exportaciones a Jamaica. Es nuestro segundo socio comercial después de Haití, y a nivel global es nuestro 7º socio comercial. Así que obviamente Jamaica es muy importante para la República Dominicana. Proyecto de inversión, bueno, nosotros hemos logrado captar más de 55 millones en solo un año, cerca de 3.000 millones de pesos, y desde aquí se están trabajando para el año que viene inversiones muy importantes como la de Sandals, que equivaldría a unos 600 millones de dólares, y otra inversión del grupo Signos, que es un fondo de inversión equivalente a unos 300 millones de dólares, entre otros, no tan cuantioso, pero hay un chico jamaicano que ya está en su segundo restaurante y piensa abrir otros 2 más. Estamos hablando de 4 restaurantes de cerca de $2 millones cada uno. Creo que las inversiones de Jamaica y República Dominicana están creciendo de una manera vertiginosa. La Cámara de Comercio es testigo de todo el interés que hay de Jamaica hacia República Dominicana, y también de República Dominicana y Jamaica, donde tenemos inversiones multimillonarias como Hyundai Motors, Persan, Inca Caterpillar, Terrestra, y otras empresas que no vamos a mencionar, pero que van a venir el año que viene. Vamos con Julia.
KX607 with service to Grand Cayman. All remaining passengers, once again, all remaining passengers in all remaining rows, you must board your service now using gate number 1.
Ok, lo podemos contestar en inglés porque yo sé que tú sabes inglés y así todo el mundo toma la respuesta, ¿no?
This information for customers from British Airways Flight
Vamos a comenzar con Víctor.
Service to London, Gatwick. Ladies and gentlemen, we're operating a very busy service today, and you may be required to launch the cabin back to the hold. Please advise on airport and duty-free items are including a lunch of 2 pieces. Any excess, oversized, or weight pieces will be carried out at the
inicialmente pondremos dependerá del esfuerzo que hagamos los dos pueblos para ir incrementando las frecuencias para que podamos aportar más de 20,000 turistas por año.
Estamos trabajando con el Instituto de Estadística en el censo de Jamaica y estamos apoyándolos para tratar de identificar los dominicanos que tenemos aquí la cantidad. Se estima que cerca de 1,000 dominicanos viven en Jamaica, sobre todo en la zona de Montego, en la zona norte. Hay un lugar muy conocido que se llama Liverpool, que tú vas a ir, es como que tú entraste a República Dominicana. Todo está básicamente en la construcción, en la hotelería y el turismo, en las cocinas. O sea, nosotros tenemos dominicanos muy bien posicionados, sobre todo en la zona norte y algunos aquí, por supuesto, en Kingston, una buena cantidad. Sí, la verdad es que el número yo creo que tú lo tienes, pero es muy poco. Lo tenía Geraldine, que se lo pasamos de la embajada. Daniel, ¿me ayudas ahí? El número de turistas. No tenemos el número de turistas jamaicanos-dominicanos, pero realmente es un game changer, como yo digo, y desde ahora se espera que eso se incremente. Uno tiene una pregunta, que cuáles son las exportaciones que más han crecido, ¿verdad? Los rubros son los fertilizantes, cemento, acero, comestibles, salsas, básicamente cartón, plásticos, acero, ya lo dije. Básicamente esos son los rubros donde más se exportan y muchos snacks. Sobre todo Benjamín puede decir eso de Antillo Food y Jamaica Producers, que ellos tienen una empresa con más de 600 empleados, es una inversión jamaiquina en República Dominicana y exportan bastante los St. Mary's, right?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is an immediate boarding call for all remaining passengers on this flight KX607 with service to Grand Cayman. All remaining passengers in all remaining rows. Once again, all remaining passengers.
Thank you guys. It was great being here.
Thank you very much, everyone. There is food.